The story begins on Earth with a young boy named Elio. He lives with his aunt Olga, who works in a high-security military organization. Olga is extremely busy with her job, while Elio often feels lonely and disconnected from the world around him. Elio has difficulty fitting in with other children. He struggles to make friends and feels like no one truly understands him. Because of this, Elio starts believing that he does not belong on Earth at all. Instead of enjoying normal childhood activities, Elio becomes obsessed with space. He constantly looks up at the sky, hoping that aliens will come and take him away to a place where he feels accepted. Elio regularly visits a space museum, where he learns about satellites, planets, and signals sent into outer space. He believes that somewhere beyond Earth, there must be intelligent beings who will understand him better than humans ever have. One day, Olga is assigned to work on decoding a mysterious space signal. The signal appears to be coming from deep space, and the military believes it could be from extraterrestrial life. While Olga is busy working, Elio secretly enters the restricted area of the base. Fascinated by the technology, he accidentally interferes with the communications system. Without realizing the consequences, Elio sends a message into space, responding to the alien signal. That message reaches a massive intergalactic council known as the Communiverse, a gathering of advanced alien species from across the universe. The aliens assume that the message was sent by the leader of Earth. Based on this misunderstanding, they decide to invite Earth's representative to join the Communiverse. Soon after, a portal opens, and Elio is suddenly abducted by aliens. Instead of being afraid, Elio is thrilled. He believes his dream has finally come true, that aliens have chosen him and taken him to a place where he truly belongs. When Elio arrives at the Communiverse, he's welcomed with great respect. The aliens treat him as Earth's ambassador and assume he holds great authority on his planet. Elio, shocked but excited, goes along with the misunderstanding. For the first time in his life, he feels important and valued. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Olga realizes that Elio has disappeared. Panic sets in as she searches desperately for him, unaware that her nephew is now far beyond Earth, surrounded by aliens. After arriving at the Communiverse, Elio is taken through a massive, glowing intergalactic hub filled with countless alien species from different planets. Every being looks different, yet all of them live together as members of the same council. Elio is amazed by everything he sees. For the first time, he feels like he has entered a place where he truly fits in. The aliens continue treating him with great respect, firmly believing that he is the official leader of Earth. The Communiverse is led by a group of advanced alien representatives who work together to maintain peace across the universe. They explain to Elio that the Communiverse exists to prevent wars and resolve conflicts between planets through discussion instead of violence. Elio listens carefully, trying to act confident even though he has no idea how to behave like a leader. Still, he enjoys the attention and respect more than anything he has ever experienced on Earth. Suddenly, the Communiverse meeting is interrupted by an alarming announcement. The council learns about a dangerous alien warlord named Grigon, who is known for destroying entire civilizations. Grigon wants to join the Communiverse, but not for peace. He believes in strength and conquest, and if he is denied membership, he has threatened to attack the Communiverse and wipe out multiple worlds. Fear spreads among the alien representatives. Grigon is extremely powerful, and no one has ever been able to reason with him. The council begins searching for someone who can negotiate with Grigon and stop him from attacking. They believe only a strong and influential leader could possibly talk to him. Because Elio is mistakenly believed to be Earth's supreme leader, the council chooses him as their negotiator. Elio is shocked and terrified. He has never faced anything like this before. He knows he is just a child and has no power or authority. Still, the aliens place their full trust in him. They believe Earth's leader must be brave and wise enough to handle this mission. Despite his fear, Elio agrees to go. Deep down, he hopes that if he succeeds, he will finally prove that he belongs somewhere. The Communiverse prepares a special spacecraft for Elio and sends him off to Grigon's planet, believing that the fate of the universe now rests in Earth's hands. As Elio's ship travels through space, his fear grows, but so does his determination to finally be accepted. Elio arrives on Grigon's planet, where Grigon immediately begins boasting about his immense power. He claims that with just one strike, he can destroy countless beings, and now he wants to be recognized as a member of the Communiverse. Elio starts speaking with Grigon, trying to keep the conversation calm. Slowly, the discussion begins to take a positive turn. Elio nearly convinces Grigon that if the Communiverse refuses to accept him, he should search for another universe where his strength would be respected. Grigon begins to reflect on Elio's words. He becomes convinced that Elio must be the most powerful leader Earth has ever had, especially since Grigon himself is struggling with problems related to his own child. However, Elio accidentally says something that deeply angers Grigon. Enraged by the remark, Grigon captures Elio and throws him into a prison. Back in the Communiverse, the Alien Council anxiously waits for Elio to return with a solution. Inside the prison, Elio is terrified. Grigon is extremely dangerous and could kill him instantly. At the same time, Elio knows the Communiverse is counting on him. Elio then realizes that he still has access to advanced devices that allow him to fly, regulate temperature, and alter his voice and language. While exploring the cell, he discovers a narrow tunnel. Using his gravity-controlling device, Elio floats upward and escapes through the tunnel. He emerges into an area completely covered in webs. At first, Elio is frightened, believing he has entered the territory of a deadly creature. But when his voice translation device analyzes the being in front of him, Elio realizes it is actually a small alien child. The child introduces himself as Glorden. Before long, Elio and Glorden begin to bond and become friends. Elio admits to Glorden that he is not a leader at all, but simply a regular child from Earth. Glorden also opens up about his own struggles. He explains that he does not want to take part in wars. His father forces him to wear a massive war suit and fight, but Glorden only wants to remain small, gentle, and peaceful. Soon, Elio discovers a shocking truth. Glorden is Grigon's son. Despite this revelation, Glorden agrees to help Elio escape. Elio comes up with a plan. Instead of negotiating directly with Grigon, he decides to pretend that Grigon's son has been kidnapped. Glorden guides Elio further through the tunnels. Rivers of lava flow nearby, but Glorden enjoys the heat because his species thrives in such conditions. Elio, unable to survive the heat, hides inside Glorden's mouth to avoid being burned. Eventually, Elio reaches his shuttle. He brings Glorden with him back to the Communiverse. A message is sent to Grigon stating that his son has been taken. If he wants his child returned safely, he must promise never to return to the Communiverse or seek membership again. Grigon responds by surrendering. He demands his son's return and agrees never to come back. The Communiverse celebrates wildly, treating the moment like a massive festival. Earth's representative is praised for saving the universe from Grigon. Elio and Glorden explore the Communiverse together, laughing and enjoying themselves. However, Grigon is still filled with rage. He threatens to destroy the Communiverse if his son is not returned unharmed. Elio and Glorden share their personal pain. Elio admits that he never wants to return to Earth because his aunt is always angry with him. Glorden confesses that he hates the warsuit and never wants to fight, but his father forces him to do so. Elio comes up with a new plan, to create a clone of Glorden. Glorden hesitates, worried that his father will easily recognize the clone. Elio assures him, saying that even his own aunt couldn't recognize his clone. A clone of Glorden is created, and the real Glorden is hidden inside Elio's ship. Back at Earth, Olga grows suspicious. She secretly examines a hair sample and notices that it moves on its own. When she removes the eye patch, she sees that this version of Elio is missing an eye. The jelly-like clone begs to speak and reveals the entire truth. Meanwhile, Grigon arrives to retrieve his son. The cloned Glorden happily goes with him and even puts on the warsuit. But a father always knows. Grigon realizes the deception. Furious, he captures all the Communiverse aliens and demands the return of his real son. Elio tries to stop Grigon and asks him to wait, telling him that he knows where his son is. Before Elio can explain further, several aliens use their advanced technology to scan Elio's thoughts. The scan exposes the truth. Elio is not the leader of Earth at all. He is just an ordinary child. The Communiverse realizes that he has no authority, and because of him, the situation has become even more dangerous. The aliens also discover that the real Glorden is hidden inside Elio's spaceship. Grigon's forces immediately move to capture him. As Glorden sees them approaching, he panics and accidentally activates the shuttle, which launches itself toward Earth. Grigon becomes even angrier. He demands that Elio bring his son back no matter what it takes. Elio tries to explain everything to the Communiverse leaders, but they refuse to listen. They accuse him of lying and decide that he must be sent back to Earth. Elio is teleported to a beach on Earth. There, he sees Olga spending time with the clone, and it appears as though she is perfectly happy without the real Elio. However, that assumption is wrong. When Olga asks the clone to help her, the real Elio suddenly appears. She immediately recognizes him as her true nephew. They rush toward each other, embrace tightly, and break down emotionally. Olga asks Elio why he ever felt the need to leave. At the same time, the jelly-like clone arrives. Elio explains the entire situation to Olga, and the clone confirms that a serious danger is approaching. Elio realizes that Glordon is still inside the shuttle and must be returned to his father in the Communiverse. Elio asks Olga to help him. Before disappearing, the jelly clone distracts the guards, giving them a chance to escape. Elio and Olga rush into the facility where the massive shuttle is kept. Scientists try to stop them, but the shuttle responds only to Elio's fingerprint and opens. Inside the shuttle, they find Glordon in critical condition. Earth's temperature is harming him, and the device that kept him warm has stopped working. Glordon is close to death. Olga urgently speaks to Elio in another language, telling him to close the door. They sit inside the shuttle and activate it. Until this moment, Olga never believed in extraterrestrial life. Now, Elio takes control of the shuttle himself, determined to save his friend. As the shuttle enters space, pieces of space debris repeatedly crash into it, severely damaging the vehicle. Elio contacts his old friend through radio frequencies to track incoming meteors. Scientists on Earth, including Malcolm, join together to help. Coordinates are transmitted from multiple locations, guiding them away from the most dangerous paths. Despite the heavy damage, the shuttle escapes the debris field and reaches open space. They activate maximum speed and finally arrive in Grigon's universe. Elio and Olga reach Grigon's universe in their badly damaged shuttle, but Elio refuses to give up. Grigon immediately surrounds them with his army and demands the return of his son. Elio steps forward and takes responsibility. He apologizes and admits that everything happened because of his actions. He explains that Glordon never wanted to fight or wear the warsuit, he only wanted to live as himself. Grigon falls silent as he listens. Elio continues, saying that a child does not need to become a warrior to deserve love and acceptance. Olga also speaks out. She tells Grigon that forcing a child to become something they are not only causes suffering. She explains that a parent's role is to protect their child, not turn them into a weapon. These words finally reach Grigon. He approaches Glordon, kneels in front of him, and removes the warsuit. Grigon apologizes to his son for never listening to his feelings. Glordon embraces his father tightly. For the first time, Grigon truly understands his son's fear and pain. Grigon then commands his army to free all the aliens he had captured from the Communiverse. The Communiverse leaders return and recognize their mistake. They apologize to Elio for judging him and for valuing power and status over honesty. They officially accept Elio, not as the ruler of Earth, but as Earth's representative because of his bravery and kindness. Elio finally understands that he never needed to pretend to be someone important in order to belong. Glordon chooses not to join wars and instead remains with the Communiverse to learn peaceful ways of living. Back on Earth, Elio and Olga return home together. Their bond is stronger than ever. Olga is no longer distant or angry. She truly understands Elio now. The story ends with Elio gazing at the night sky, smiling, knowing that somewhere in the universe he has a true friend.